Pence is Judas. Pence is Judas. Pence is a devout Protestant, evangelical believer, and a staunch creationist. He once said in an interview that he does not believe in the theory of evolution, and that he believes that God created human beings. Pence major experience: 1. U.S. House of Representatives, 2001-2013. 2. Governor of Indiana, 2013-017. 3. Vice Presidency, 2017-2021. August 26, 2020, Pence's Republican National Convention speech.
Democrats spent 4 days attacking America. Joe Biden said that we were living through a season of darkness. But as President Trump said, where Joe Biden sees American darkness, we see American greatness. He certainly kept things interesting. But more importantly, President Donald Trump has kept his word to the American people. We appointed more than 200 conservative judges to our federal courts. And when it came to the economy, President Trump kept his word and then some. And I'm proud to report that we're on track to have the world's first safe, effective coronavirus vaccine by the end of this year. Because of the strong foundation that President Trump poured in our first 3 years, we've already gained back 9.3 million jobs in the last 3 months alone. And we're not just opening up America again. We're opening up America's schools. To bring America all the way back, we need 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House. President Trump and I will always support the right of Americans to peaceful protest. But rioting and looting is not peaceful protest. Tearing down statues is not free speech. And those who do so will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We don't have to choose between supporting law enforcement and standing with our African American neighbors. The hard truth is, you won't be safe in Joe Biden's America. And under President Trump, we will always stand with those who stand on the thin blue line, and we're not going to defund the police, not now, not ever. Their agenda is based on government control. Our agenda is based on freedom. Where President Trump cut taxes, Joe Biden wants to raise taxes by nearly $4 trillion. Joe Biden has been a cheerleader for communist China. He wants to repeal all the tariffs that are leveling the playing field for American workers. President Trump has stood without apology for the sanctity of human life every day of this administration. Joe Biden would be nothing more than a Trojan horse for the radical left. Joe Biden would set America on a path of socialism and decline. But we're not gonna let it happen. And with President Donald Trump in the White House for 4 more years, and with God's help, we will make America great again. Again.
December 10th, 2020, Mike Pence. Defend the majority rally and make a promise. Keep fighting until every illegal vote is thrown out.
Men and women of Georgia, I'll tell you, as our election contests continue here in Georgia and in states across the country, I'll make you a promise. We're going to keep fighting until every legal vote is counted. We're going to keep fighting until every illegal vote is thrown out. And we will never stop fighting to make America great again. That's why President Trump and I need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back in a Republican majority in the United States Senate. You know, for all we've done, for all we have yet to do, we need the Peach State to defend the majority, because the road to a Senate majority runs right through the state of Georgia. Are you with me? You know, I'm here on the president's behalf because we need Georgia to send these two great senators back to Washington, D.C. We need to send them back for three reasons. We need to send them back because of who they are. We need to send them back because of all we've accomplished together. And we need to send them back because a Republican majority could be the last line of defense to preserve all we've done to defend this nation, revive our economy, and preserve the God-given liberties we hold dear. We need to hold the line, Georgia. But first off, I'm here just like Governor Perdue said. I'm here, and he isn't even my cousin. I'm here because of...
On January 6, 2021, Vice President Mike Pence chairs a joint meeting of both chambers of Congress to confirm the Electoral College vote count.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Wyoming that the teller is verified, appears to be regular in form and authentic? Hearing none, the chair advises members of Congress, the certificates having been read, the tellers will ascertain and deliver the result to the President of the Senate.
The undersigned, Roy Blunt and Amy Klobuchar, tellers on the part of the Senate, Zoe Lofgren and Rodney Davis, tellers on the part of the House of Representatives, report the following as a result of the ascertainment and counting of the electoral vote for President and Vice President of the United States for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2021. The report we make is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the president and the vice president according to the ballots that have been given to us.
He has a statement.
The whole number of electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes. The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 306 votes. Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana has received 232 votes. The announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2021, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The purpose of the joint session having concluded, pursuant to Senate Concurrent Resolution 1, 117th Congress, the chair declares the joint session dissolved.
Former VP Mike Pence says Donald Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election.
Former Vice President Mike Pence defended himself today from his old boss in a way we have never before seen. It happened during a speech in front of a conservative group in Florida today. The response was to former President Trump's claim that Vice President Pence could have and should have overturned the 2020 election.
President Trump said I had the right to overturn the election. But President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election. The presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone. And frankly, there is no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president.
Like I said, he went there. Former President Trump has been stepping up his attacks this week on his former vice president and the congressional committee investigating the January 6th insurrection.
On SEP 212,022, Presidential Election Reform Act passes House. This shows Vice President has chance to overturn election before Democrats are being remedied.
Well, speaking of waiting to hear back, we reached out today to both Idaho congressmen to ask why they voted against the Presidential Election Reform Act last night. This bill would amend the 135-year-old Electoral Count Act and would make it tougher to overturn certified presidential elections. It basically makes it so the vice president's role in validating an election is nothing more than a figurehead, a glorified gaveler, if you will, and it would make it more difficult for members of Congress to slow that certification process down. Objections without legitimate concerns, well, no longer be allowed. For example, like when Idaho's own Congressman Russ Fulcher decided on January 6, 2021, he would vote to decertify the election results based on, well, illegitimate concerns. And then he tweeted about it. So I guess we can see why Mr. Fulcher would vote against it last night. By the way, it has been months since we've gotten any sort of response from Congressman Fulcher, so we're not exactly expecting with this one either. Despite Simpson and Fulcher's nay vote, the bill passed 229 to 203, with 9 Republicans jumping ship and joining all the other Democrats. It now heads to the other chamber, where Idaho Senators Crapo and Risch will get a crack at it.
Pence violated his promise. Pence cheated his Georgia audience. Vice Pence betrayed President Trump. Pence yielded to Democrats destroying USA. Pence still believes in God. Do you have idea? Pence is Judas, really?